Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa Snow and your host, Greg Phelps.
Hello and welcome to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. My name is Greg Phelps, and joining me once again is dementia care expert Teepa Snow. Now, Teepa knows I love coffee, and given the opportunity, I drink lots of coffee, and we won't get into the pros and cons of that. Instead, we'll talk about a couple of studies. 31% of residents in one long-term care facility were found to be dehydrated. In another study, 48% of older residents who were admitted to the hospital after being treated in the ER had signs of dehydration in their lab tests. Now, how big of a problem is this? Because we're sort of right in the middle of heat domes and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. The evidence there were a couple studies, Greg, you're talking about studies, that by the time we're about 16 to 17 years old, we learn to drink for pleasure and not for thirst. And by the time we're in our 60s, we live on the edge of dehydration all the time. We have to be almost into dehydration for us to feel thirst and desire something. But what we tend to desire is what we like, not necessarily what's best for us. So if you've always been careful and really taken in just water or some form of water, you're really doing yourself a big favor. If you take in caffeinated coffee, as everyone knows who drinks caffeinated coffee, what happens a short while after you drink your caffeinated coffee, Greg, routinely? And
Well,
Emilio, if you're here, you both can comment on it,
Probably need another one, and then I'll have to pee.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so that going to the bathroom, because it is a mild, and it's a mild dehydrator. Decaf coffee, on the other hand, isn't, but it has chemicals in it. If you don't, you have to look at how you do the dehydration process. But if you're not going to drink at all, or you're going to drink caffeinated coffee, I'd rather you drink something than you don't drink something. But all in all, could I start to integrate some decaf into your caf, a little more decaf into your caf, see if I can keep the flavor profile what you like, and see if I can get you to take in more. And see if I can figure out other ways to increase the hydration level, maybe by using fruit like watermelon or cantaloupe or even celery, things that you like that have high fluid content. Could I add those into the mix? So fruits and vegetables, maybe into smoothies or maybe into juices. But add ice so it melts and you have more water.
Do some medications play part in this? Because I know on some labels I've seen over the years, it usually says drink with water or something. We also get swallowing issues, don't we?
We do. And so sometimes, particularly in the world of dementia, we've really got to look at route of intake. And when pills become challenging to swallow with fluids, because they do for almost everyone at some point, we want to switch and say, could this be crushed? Could this be a liquid? Could this be delivered in another format? How can I get it in a smaller amount so that we can get it down and we maybe work on making it more of a chewing thing and then fluid following? Does it have to be water? One of the reasons we want people to take in a full thing of water after they take a pill is because we don't want to get stuck in their esophagus somewhere and then cause irritation or cause burning or cause there to actually be a damage to the esophagus. But the other is we need fluid in the system to move things through the system. You'll get really problems with constipation, impaction, problems with kidney function. So getting enough hydration is really challenging. And some meds like Lasix is a good example, blood pressure meds or fluid reduction meds, are well known for their dehydrating properties. So people want to be near the bathroom when it's time to go do stuff. But I would say, fluid's a big deal, especially with heat. And so elders are incredibly at risk for heat stroke.
So I've watched this in person. Somebody going around with little cups, the little Dixie cups and a pitcher of water. Teepa, do you want some water? And Teepa is going just like she is right now. No. How do you get past that? How do we
Yeah.
make it into a
Um,
positive experience?
Yeah. So one of the things that they've done some studies on this because hydration
Really?
is such an issue.
Studies?
I know some studies. So they got some fancy little glasses like champagne glasses or shot glasses or whatever, and they put some coloring, it's like coloring in the water, and they gave it a little bit of flavor. And the flavor could be whatever the person might like. And you go, cheers, and we're going to have a toast. And sort of when you do a toast, everybody drinks, whether you like it or not. It's sort of like, okay, I want to raise a toast to our friend Greg. And so we all grab our mugs and we all go, cheers. And so that's how you get people to do it. You make it something that's community, you make it something that's interesting. Simply by adding color and flavor, they increased fluid intake by over 300% in one study. 300%. And rather than, and you can't just have it sitting over to the side. You also cannot say, do you want anything to drink? Especially, are you thirsty, Greg?
No.
You don't even know whether it's because you're not thirsty or you're copying my head movement. Because I'm going, I know she's going to say no. I don't know why I'm even bothering. Oh, hey, Greg, I've got two options, this or this. Which would you rather have?
Yeah, we sort of like choices, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And
Yeah,
sometimes
we're
it's something hot
suckers.
or something cold. Yeah. And it's like, here, try this for me. See what you think. Sometimes you ask for the taste. You taste this, see what you think. See what happens on a second taste, because maybe it's better on the second. Oh, you don't like it at all. Well, I am so sorry. Well, shoot. I was hoping you did. Tell you what, let me doctor it up and come back. Because at that point, if they say no, no, I'm not going to do it, don't push, back off, change something, try again.
Teepa, this is a big subject. Maybe individuals, hopefully we answered a bunch of their questions.
Mm,
Maybe if somebody is working in a care facility and they would like to talk to
yeah.
you or somebody else to get some ideas and to make it part of the routine, is there somebody they can talk to?
There is. We have what are called consults. And so when you get up with us, you can say, I have a question, and you can send it in, and we'll hook you up and we'll try to respond to the question and see if there's anything else we can help you with while you're there. Or say, here's this or here's that. Does that help you? Because sometimes we won't know if it's going to help till you try something out and let us know.
Teepa, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast, brought to you by Positive Approach to Care. For more information, go to teepasnow.com.